glow. At Kessler's, you choose from 3 different kinds of diamonds.
3 different kinds of diamonds.
Earth diamonds from diamond mines.
Created diamonds from plasma chambers.
And flickering firelight diamonds with a rich, regal golden glow.
We like to have choices, so we give you choices.
Kessler's is the diamond store where the owners think like you do.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
A wide array of opportunities abound at Waste Management.
During the whole pandemic, Waste Management didn't have us laid off. I didn't get pay cuts, all that, keeping all of our benefits the same. They'll pay for your bachelor's degree, they'll pay for my master's. Next year, they'll be willing to pay for my wife's master's and kids, and to show that they're really about putting their people first and growing the business within. That's incredible.
Join the Waste Management family. Just search online, Waste Management Careers.
Get everything you need to bring your yard back to life at the Spring Yard Prep event going on now at Fleet Farm. From power equipment to grass seed, we've got you covered so you can get your lawn looking great as spring comes around. And don't miss this great deal. When you buy 3 bags of Scott's Triple Shred Mulch, you get 3 free. Find everything you need in one stop during the Spring Yard Prep event now at Fleet Farm.
Make your statement with Fast Signs of Glendale. You have an idea, and Fast Signs of Glendale can make it happen. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee works with Fast Signs of Glendale on their vehicle lettering, studio and event signage, and much more. Your company should consider Fast Signs of Glendale with your next custom sign project. Big or small, they can do them all. See their work at fastsigns.com.
Hey, Greg Scalzo here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Ashley, you should have asked us for couch recommendations because
I did consult many different people. I apologize for not involving you guys in the discussion. I was more or less involving people that were going to be sitting on the couch. More often than not, you guys are welcome to come over and anything.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things.
You've never once come to my apartment.
You just said.
Did I not clearly explain the circle of trust to you, Greg?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Then is there something you want to tell me?
I don't think so.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I thought we were in the inner circle.
Very clearly.
Then I thought we were in maybe the intermediary circle.
You guys are like a square.
We are he just pushed us in one sentence.
I didn't push you.
So far out the
First of all,
see, if I can't trust you, Greg, then I have no choice but to put you right back outside the circle. And once you're out, you're out. There's no coming back.
Well, I would definitely like to stay inside the circle.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like.
Who doesn't love starting a show with validation?
Chewy was right? Holy, Chewy was right.
With affirmation. With confirmation.
The hell did you do now?
You know what I did.
You do know what he did.
I do, but I just want to hear you so you know what you did.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you know what you did?
I know, but do you know?
I know.
Okay. These are the one things you don't forget is when you're
And the people are going to know.
Well, of course. You can't be right about something without the people knowing about it. So yesterday we were talking with Jason Wilde. We were asking about this report that was out there that there was a mystery team potentially lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce on the Aaron Rodgers situation if, in fact, the Packers and the Jets cannot come up with an agreement. And Chewy threw out there this idea that it was the San Francisco 49ers. He said, why wouldn't you, if you were the 49ers, take a flyer? You know, just see if maybe this could be your guy of the future. Well, Craig Carton went on his show, Carton and Roberts on WFAN yesterday. I'm guessing it was about the same time that we were having this conversation here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And here's what he had to say.
The franchise is the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, no.
Okay, they have Trey Lance coming off a broken ankle. They've got Brock Purdy, who's not going to be throwing the ball till August or September.
Tommy John.
And they signed Sam Darnold. They do not have a quarterback right now. Maybe Trey becomes a stud. We don't know. Aaron Rodgers is from the area, all right, and has always said, I might want to go home one day. Now, he famously also said, I want to screw to San Francisco for not drafting me.
Right.
Well, he's already done that, okay? So here's the reality. San Francisco does not have a first-round draft pick in this draft. They gave them all away to get Trey Lance. They do, however, because of compensatory picks, have like 5 third-round picks. So the conversation has been multiple third-round picks in this draft and a first-round draft pick in next year's draft.
Okay, so beyond the fact that Chewy had the team nailed, do you like this compensation package, Chew? Do you like this idea that the 49ers do not have any ones in this year's draft, but they have a boatload of threes, and they do have a one in 2024? Do you like the idea of maybe taking several of those later round picks and also securing the one in 2024? Because you have been pretty adamant that this year's a wash anyway. So is there are you at all interested in maybe just acquiring a bunch of those picks from the San Francisco 49ers and forgetting all about the New York Jets?
If they get the one next year. Or you're forgetting the possibility of them trading Trey Lance before the draft. You don't think a one, though, Gabe?
No, definitely not getting a one. Nobody in their right mind is going to give a one for Trey Lance. Maybe a 2.
I would take the one next year because this receiver class, look, I want another receiver. Not necessarily this year because the receiver class isn't great. The tight end class is great, but I'm very suspect when it comes to taking a tight end in the first round. I just don't like doing it. That's why I wanted the 2 second-round picks. But I would wait. Just stockpile it. This is they got a lot of holes, and they need draft picks. So this is kind of a patient thing, and I think that's what Goody's doing, and he's showing that by not running out and signing free agents. He's like, look, this is a total rebuild. Let's develop these young guys, add pieces, and then maybe in 3 years, if Love works out, or 4 years, that our window starts. San Francisco's window is closing, right?
Yeah.
That's why they have to do something right away, and we all know that the quarterback position is the most important in football, and right now they don't have one because of injury. So it's just a great fit. And I thought initially, because we looked at Russell Wilson last year in that trade, we thought it was going to be much more expensive. Well, for Rodgers, it's really not.
Yeah, because you don't know. The first thing that the Broncos did after trading for Russell Wilson and giving up all that draft capital and all those players, they locked him into a 5-year extension. Yeah, you're probably going to have to rework the deal for Aaron Rodgers, but it's not going to be a 5-year extension. And if one of the sticking points is, as Charles Robinson reported in the Packers-Jets deal, is the Jets wanting trade, they want compensation back should Aaron Rodgers retire after a year, and that's a sticking point in those negotiations right now. If San Francisco doesn't have those sticking points, I'm focusing all my energy on San Fran. I am doing whatever I can if I am Brian Gutekunst to just move on from this so I can start building everything else and don't have to focus any energy on trading Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, but let's remedially pros and cons this thing. The pro of trading him to the New York Jets is, of course, the AFC, right? Isn't that one of the things that is a benefit to trading him there versus trading him?
Yep.
Now, I know, Chew, you argued yesterday they're not going to be any good this year, but if you believe what Jason Wilde said yesterday, which is that Aaron Rodgers is going to play for a while, for several years, that this is not just a one-and-done thing when it comes to the quarterback, then I would be concerned about having to go through the San Francisco 49ers in any sort of playoff run if Aaron Rodgers is there. So, to me, that's a con. And also, you're not getting a one now this year from the New York Jets, but you could get a one next year, right? Couldn't you slide that conditionary pick for next year, depending on how well the Jets do if they get to the AFC Championship game, as Charles Robinson said? So I just don't understand, what's the incentive of sending him to the 49ers over just waiting it out with the Jets?
I just think the
you
windows
don't have to wait.
Yeah, the windows don't match up either because San Francisco's they probably have another 2 years, and then they got to, maybe lose Debo or lose Kittle or lose some of those defensive players. It's not sustainable to be NFC Championship year after year after year, I think, in today's
And so I guess your
football
point
world.
is when you say the windows don't line up, you're talking about the Packers' window for success does not line up with the 49ers'
Correct.
window. They're going to miss each other,
Yes, they'll
passing
miss
on
one
the
another.
highway
Yes.
type of thing. Okay, so then should the Green Bay Packers give Aaron Rodgers permission to talk to the 49ers? Because that'd be the next thing.
1,000% yes.
Because it's going to make the Jets panic.
There you go.
And the Jets might be like, hey, we better go. Here's a first, and we'll give you a second.
If you're Aaron Rodgers, do you talk to the 49ers?
Sure.
Or are you
Why not?
so committed to making the Jets thing happen that you have some sort of loyalty to that organization, to Woody Johnson and Saleh, who did all of their due diligence and rolled out the red carpet for you in California, et cetera, et cetera?
I think Aaron Rodgers with the 49ers this upcoming year has a better chance at winning it all than Aaron Rodgers with the Jets.
Without a doubt. And if you're Aaron Rodgers, of course you talk with the San Francisco
Sure.
49ers. It was a team you're looking at, and while the Jets have young pieces and it's an up-and-coming team, if they have that right quarterback because of that defense, you're going, okay, this piece falls into place, this piece falls into place, this piece falls into place. Okay, they might be good in a stacked AFC. San Francisco went to the NFC Championship game with Brock bleeping Purdy, and they're bringing back just about everybody on that roster. So you insert Aaron Rodgers into there with all the weapons that you think you are missing last year and a lights-out defense?
And another thing that's big with players is like, okay, Aaron's like, okay, I got to go to the offseason program and then fly all the way back to San Diego for a long weekend. He can jump on his jet, buzz up to
Malibu
San
to
Francisco
San Fran
on
and-
Monday morning, be at the workout for Monday afternoon.
Buzz back home.
And then he's on his jet probably Thursday. They give him Friday, Saturday. So, much easier.
If Aaron Rodgers had his choices, my guess San Francisco would be the choice
I
over
agree.
the Jets. If this
Totally
thing is
agree.
real.
Well, what do Packers fans think? If you're a Packers fan, and again, you could make the argument, I don't care, he's not our problem to worry about anymore, he's not our quarterback anymore, I do not care where Aaron Rodgers goes. But I think Packers fans would prefer not to have to worry about him in the NFC. I think Packers fans would prefer that he's over there with the New York Jets. Now, there are going to be people who say, get whatever you can get the
Best
very
offer.
best deal. But if the Jets are dragging their feet, there is a part of me that is with you, Gabe, that says bird in the hand versus two in the bush, right?
Mm-hmm.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
I don't really know what that means.
Okay.
My mother
Let's
would
work
always
through it.
say
Let's
it.
work through it.
Yeah, we
Good
can
idea,
do
good idea.
this. We
You
can
have a
workshop
bird
this.
in the hand
Yep.
or there's two in a bush?
Yeah. So do you
I'm
let
scarred by bush.
Not the bush. That's not that bush. It's an actual bush.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
like shrubbery outside
So
the
you
house.
want one in the hand? Who
Okay.
wants a bird in their hand, though? They carry a lot of germs.
Yeah, well, I mean, people have birds for pets. They're crazy.
And
you
what
know?
are you doing with the bush?
Well, because there's two in the bush.
Well, you're not doing anything with the bush, but there are two birds in the bush. And the point is, even though you have one bird, you have the bird. You have one in your hand. You possess it. You own it. You have it. It's like a done deal.
Okay.
But there's two, right? Think about hunting, right? But there's two birds in the bush.
Yeah.
Should I go for the two birds that I don't have yet, but I could have, or the one that I have?
Yeah, because what do you have to do in order to go for those two in the bush?
What kind of birds are they?
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Well, hold on. What kind of birds do you want them to be?
Canary? You want the guy from the
That
Cocoa
tracks.
Puffs?
That tracks.
It's about risk, Chewy. I think that's the easiest way.
What the Packers fans should care about is getting the most they can for the player.
And if the 49ers are willing to guarantee a first, like, I would rather have a guaranteed first, even if it's 2024, than, well, this second can turn into a first if the Jets do this and Aaron Rodgers plays this much. And I would rather have it without all the qualifiers.
But just look at this, and I've been trying to tell my buddy, the Toad, I'm like, look, they got a first this year if they get a first next year, right? You get a good tight end this year. Next year, you get a stud receiver, and now you have Watson, Dobbs, good tight end, and another receiver. All of a sudden, and Love turns out to be okay, all of a sudden you're the Cincinnati Bengals offense.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what wins football games. And that's why the 4 years that I think may turn into 3. That's what they should be doing. God, first-round pick would be luscious.
But it'd be next year's.
That's fine.
Okay.
Fine. Totally fine with that.
800-990-3776. Lots of reaction rolling in already this morning regarding this report, this rumor that the 49ers, and I believe at last check, the report is that the Packers have had conversations with the 49ers. And one of the reports I saw, and I believe it is all from Craig Carton yesterday, said that the Jets were unaware that the 49ers were in the mix.
Not anymore.
No, now they know. Now they absolutely know. Unnamed in the 262 weighing in saying the Patriots are also rumored to be asking about Rodgers. Obviously, the big news surrounding the Patriots yesterday is that they have been shopping their quarterback, Mac Jones. I cannot see a Bill Belichick, Aaron Rodgers marriage working out even in the short term. Even in the short term. Who's relinquishing power? Whom?
So Belichick got out from underneath Brady. Clearly there was some contentiousness at the end of that. And now there might be a little PTSD from that because Brady had all those guys in the building and all these things. So now he's mad at Mac Jones because Mac Jones sought outside counsel during the season from, I believe it was from Steve Sarkisian, his former offensive coordinator in Alabama. And now he's like, Belichick's going to be cool with Aaron Rodgers in that circus?
But that doesn't even make I don't even think they're a contender, even if they get
the Pats?
Rodgers. Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean,
so,
wait,
hold on.
might
Let me
make the
just
playoffs.
Follow this train of thought with me. Bill Belichick and Nick Saban are super tight, very tight. Buddies call each other all the time, consult about players and whatnot. Saban employed Sarkisian. That's how Mac Jones has a relationship with Sarkisian. Sarkisian, I believe, is still at Texas, unless something has happened in the last few months that I was unaware of.
Sure.
I don't understand. Why would Belichick have an issue with Mac Jones talking to Sarkisian? It's not like it's outside of the coaching tree. It's inside the coaching tree. You're in the nest, the trust tree.
No, Saban's a weird dude. Once you leave Alabama, you're pretty much dead to Saban.
No.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Yeah, because all these former assistants that want to beat the crap out of him.
He brought Bill O'Brien back, right?
Whoop-de-doo.
No,
and it
Belichick brought Bill O'Brien back.
But again, I feel like the pipeline. This is getting very.
But again, I think
Thanksgiving dinner.
Is this Patriots insiders? What the hell's happening right now?
If you leave Alabama, you're dead to Saban.
But Belichick's the one that created the problem because he didn't have an offensive coordinator. All right, you're calling. You all right there, buddy?
It's really good coffee.
Damn it, that wasn't on camera.
Schefter?
Oh my God, go to bed. You people.
But my point is, how in the world would that work? How in the world would Aaron Rodgers, power, hungry, and Bill Belichick, power, hungry? How would that work?
Well, would you rather have Mac Jones or Aaron Rodgers?
Well,
see, I just texted my friends that because I was like, I want to get a straw poll here. They're not. Neither of them are Packers fans, but I'm like, if you're Bill Belichick,
I, as a
if you're Bill
hypothetical hypothetical Patriots fan, certainly you want Aaron Rodgers.
I'm asking
I don't think
you're
Bill
Bill
Belichick wants Aaron Rodgers. He dealt with all that drama
but
with Brady for all
your
those
two
years.
options, and maybe we can get into this next segment. Your two options are Mac Jones or Aaron Rodgers, and this crazy hypothetical that we've now come up with.
Yeah,
you're Bill
I think
Belichick.
Bill Belichick also likes to win.
Unnamed in the 262 weighing in saying, I would give the Patriots Rodgers for nothing just to watch.
That would be good.
Yeah, it is.
That'd be good drama.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We roll on right after this.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to technology to reducing the risk of fraud, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments that you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We have an accident now on 894 northbound. This is just about at National Avenue. The two center lanes are blocked. That's going to be backing things up all the way back to Cold Spring Road. Eastbound 94 slowing way down from Highway 16 all the way to Springdale Road. On the westbound side, you're seeing a little bit of a backup just out of the stadium interchange from about Hawley Road to about 70th Street. And then on southbound 43, you're seeing a little bit of a backup from Bender Road to Silver Spring and then Hampton to Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Waukesha Gun Club, one of Wisconsin's largest shotgun-only clubs. Trap and sporting clay leagues are forming now. Stop in or register at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny in the afternoon, windy with a high of 65 by midday, near 50 by the late afternoon. Then tonight, mostly clear and windy with a low of 31. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
No one else does it like Scalzo and Brust.
He's just been botching everything.
Listen, he ain't built for a long, hard day of work. He's built for short spurts. He's not a marathon runner. He's a sprinter. So you should have known when he was doing Day of the Manager with me from 9 till 12 this morning that you are not going to get the best.
I agree, Tausch. This is all on Greg.
Yeah, you knew that. Scals, you should know.
Weekdays 4 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable, once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single-game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
My father would always say, and there's a rhyme and a reason to it, he said, if you wear your rubbers in the house, you'll go blind. Do the two youngsters on the show here even know what rubbers are? I'm talking the ones that go over the shoes.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Should the Green Bay Packers give Aaron Rodgers permission to talk to the 49ers, much like they did for the New York Jets a few weeks ago, before he announced to the world that he intended to play for the New York Jets? Lots of reaction rolling in on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line. That number, 800-990-3776. It does seem like people do not care whether he goes to the Jets or goes to the Niners. Jeremy in the 920 saying Rodgers already has one foot out the door. Now you got to get as much as you can for him. I don't care if it's in the NFC or the AFC. Rodgers would want to be the offensive coordinator and the quarterback if he were in New England. How much power would they give him to? How much power if he went to the Patriots would they give him?
Bill O'Brien's kind of a hothead.
Because let's remember what Jason said yesterday when he was on the show, which was Rodgers is likely, again, hypothetically speaking, going to have not a list of demands, because we know how that vernacular got people in trouble several weeks ago, but can I bring this guy? I want my massage therapist. I want my ayahuasca guy. I want my this and this. And then we kind of went back and forth about, well, yeah, but Russell Wilson did that whole thing, that whole song and dance in Denver, and it didn't really work out well for him, did it? You need an organization that is going to be open to those conditions, quote unquote, right? Is that Belichick?
No.
Yeah.
If you're the Jets,
along with the fact that I just do not, even with Rodgers, see them going deep into the playoffs. They'll probably make the playoffs, but not deep.
If you're the Jets and the Packers trade Rodgers to San Francisco, do you feel like you wasted $22 million guaranteed on Alan Lazard?
I can answer that for them. I'll speak.
kind of put the cart ahead of the horse.
That's why
there.
I think within the next week or so, I think they panic and give up.
The first that Green Bay wants.
Green Bay being patient. Good on Goody for being patient and going, hey, you got to meet my demands here, because now, even if this is fake interest, if you can get the Jets just to think about it a little bit longer.
Well, do you think it's fake interest?
No.
What does your gut tell you?
I just had a feeling early on. I'm like, it just makes total sense. And when we talked about it, I don't know, it was a month and a half ago, you were saying that they didn't have the draft picks. And they don't this year.
Correct.
But who cares? We're not in a rush. You know, the skills this year outside of the tight end position are meh. I just think for San Francisco to roll the dice, be relevant for the next 2, maybe 3 years, it's just worth giving up the draft picks. But back to your Jets question, Jen, with the first, I personally would rather have the 2 seconds than the first.
That the Jets are currently offering.
Are they currently offering
Wait,
that?
so you want the 2
that's
seconds?
Part of the compensation right now.
The 2 seconds this
year. Yes.
So you would rather have 42, 43 versus the 13.
Oh, wow.
With their first.
That hasn't been put out there. Nobody has said that they're offering this
that's what
year's
that's
two.
what I would want.
I thought you meant 2 this year, a 2 this year and a 2
No,
next year.
I want the 2 this year.
You would just do 2 2s and move on.
Yes.
So 43, 40, 42, 43.
3 picks,
There
3
you go.
picks in the top 43. That's pretty darn good,
Yeah.
right?
As long as are you saying though that
And the
I've seen a
Packers
lot
would
of
have
mock
45.
drafts
You'd
out
have
there,
4 in the top 45.
and it's across the board on positions that people think the Packers should take with that first draft pick. There are some people who think they should commit to a tight end, skill position player. LOL, all the jokes, Aaron Rodgers, blah blah blah. But I've seen also people talking about defensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defensive line / pass rusher.
Interior, yeah.
Because they, of the 3 starters that they had on the, again, in their base being in quotes,
Yeah.
but if you're a base 3-4 team, they lost 2 of their 3 in free agency. Kenny Clark, the only returning starter.
Do they have a second this year, the Packers?
Yeah.
What
45.
number?
I believe it's 45
So you would
or
have
46.
4 picks. You would have 4 picks in the top 40-something, right? Because you'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
getting the Jets 2. You'd have your own 2.
You'd have
and
4
then you have your own
4 in the top
that's
50.
money. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
800-990-3776. We are asking you this morning, should the Green Bay Packers give Aaron Rodgers permission to talk to the 49ers? Would Aaron Rodgers talk to the 49ers? Who knows, but have they at least started that conversation, get the ball rolling down that path in case the New York Jets are standing pat and are not willing to budge on their compensation? Tim in Sussex weighing in saying, let's have some confidence that we can build a team that can beat San Francisco, even if Rodgers is on that team. Is there any part of you right now, seeing what the San Francisco 49ers have put together and what the Green Bay Packers look like right now, that thinks if they went head-to-head in
Not this year.
2023...
No, they're not going to. No chance of beating them in 2023. But Jason said it very. He put it in a way yesterday that hopefully makes sense to everyone. I always believe that actions speak louder than words, and Jason pointed out the Packers' actions this offseason aren't that of a team that believes they are going to be a highly competitive team in 2023. This is not a team that's playing for a berth in the NFC Championship game. Maybe if things fall their way, they can sneak into a wild card. But especially when you figure out, when you put into context that Goody once said, in order to be a championship team, you have to have a championship caliber kicker. And they're clearly moving on from Mason Crosby and going to bring in whatever. Goody really wants to just kind of tear this thing down and build it back up with the youth that they currently have on the roster, and then the youth that they can infuse it with not only their own draft picks, but whatever draft picks they can get for Aaron Rodgers.
So as we were discussing the potential third-round pick brigade, which is what the 49ers have, they don't have any 1s or 2s in this year's draft, there are a lot of people on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line, Gabe, saying, but Goody's no good at third-round picks.
Yeah, look, we can trade those. We can trade those and get, maybe, trade back in the 4th round, trade up and get some more second-round picks. Because, yes, you want the list of third-round picks.
I know, and listen, I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't factual, that he has not had the best track record.
Sure.
But that feels a little boogeyman to me. It feels a little boogeyman to be like, no, anything but a third-round pick, doesn't it? Right?
I mean,
like,
it's the same thing as when you place a bet on one of the sports teams I'm rooting for, Jen. It's the
here.
same exact thing. But here are the third-round picks from one Brian Gutekunst. You ready? 2018, Oren Burks.
Is he still on the team?
No, he's still in the league, though. I think he's a special teamer somewhere.
Okay.
2019, Jay Sternberger. He's no longer in the league.
No, he is not.
2020, Josiah, the Messiah,
now,
DeGuara.
he still is on the team, Chew. You know
I think
him
he's the only tight end.
as Gunga La
Gunga
Gunga.
La Gunga.
That's not great that the...
He's actually the starting tight end right now.
Oh, okay, so Goody did draft a starter
Yes.
with one of the
Until
third-round picks.
April 27th.
2021, Amari Rodgers. Nothing? No? And then last year, offensive lineman Sean Ryan. And maybe Sean Ryan turns out to be okay,
yeah.
but when guys like Zach Tom, who you took in the 4th round, were getting more playing opportunities, like you never heard Sean Ryan's name in the mix at all last season. He still could turn out, but It's not a great list.
I still think it's a little boogeyman to be like, we don't want any third-round picks because we've picked 4 bad third-rounders. Like, again, luck of the draw a little bit. But yes, but do you think, here's what I would
one thing
ask.
to be bad. It's unbelievable that, again, like this
Here's
is...
what I would ask.
Only
Do
2
you
are on the
think-
roster.
Do you think that he is incapable of drafting well across the board? Like, I guess your point you're making is that he's okay in the first and second rounds because you can't really go wrong in the first and second rounds. Like, everybody has mocked their way through those. I'm trying to figure out why you think the third round is this horrible indictment on his ability to draft.
I mean, but again, it's one thing to have bad draft picks in the third round. It's another to have a guy you drafted in 2019 in the third round with the 75th overall pick no longer be in the league. Like, that's a bad miss.
Like my, if they were to get the Jets 2 and have the 4 picks in the first, 45 picks, they have 4 picks. If they nail 2, I'm fine with it.
But
if they nail 2 of them, I'm fine with it because these are the holes. Aaron Jones will not be here for the next Super Bowl. So you got to start thinking, all right, we need to draft the running back that's going to be good in the next 2 or 3 years. He's not going to be here. They need a tight end. They need a tight end. They need another receiver, another very good zebra receiver. They need at least 1 interior D lineman. Preston Smith will not be here for any Super Bowl talk in the next handful of years. So there's your rush guy. Love Quay Walker. Gary will be back, and they need 2 safeties.
Yep.
Savage is not going to be here for the Super Bowl.
I have
run.
seen a lot of mock drafts saying that they will address the safety position in this year's draft, likely. Gabe, I'm curious about hit rate with you when it comes to the draft.
Yep.
Like, who do you consider to be one of the more successful drafting GMs?
I think you have to take a look at what John Lynch has done out in San Francisco. You take a look at what they've done in Philadelphia.
Even though a lot of that talent on the San Francisco 49ers was acquired in other ways.
Bosa was a great pick.
So Bosa's a pick, Debo's a pick, Kittle's a pick. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see who their quarterback is, but chances are that's going to be a pick because it'll probably be either Purdy or
Purdy.
Trey Lance.
We're not going to give. We're going to give credit for Purdy. We're going to say that you picked Purdy, and that's a good draft pick.
He could have not picked him.
Well, someone picked Brady.
Yeah, right?
Someone picked Brady.
So Ron Wolf doesn't get credit for Chewy because he was a 6th-round pick? Like, what are we doing?
No, I'm just trying to figure out, like, all of a sudden you're going to give credit for drafting Brock Purdy when theoretically you probably could have gotten him as a free agent on the open market if you hadn't picked him.
But it doesn't, like, you shot your shot. Like, the shot went up and it went through the net. Did it not?
No, it did.
I just
think, again, I'm curious about hit rate, what you think constitutes a good hit rate for a general manager when drafting.
Look, in draft picks, a lot of times are flipping the coins. But, like, outside of last year, and there are still some things that can go wrong with last year's draft class, like, there should be a lot of questions about Brian Gutekunst. Like, it's not like he is, just thrown together a tremendous roster full of young players.
Yeah, he's on the clock.
Like you look at the drafts that he had. Yeah, Rashawn Gary, good pick. Elton Jenkins, good pick. Darnell Savage, ooh, okay, now you're paying him $8 million. Not great.
Devontae Wyatt, we don't know where that's going.
A.J. Dillon looked good for a half second, but it's a fine pick, I guess. I don't know if you're going to give him a secondary contract. Like, a lot of these guys that you end up taking, you take a look at the past draft classes, it's not a murderer's row of, great pick.
Eric Stokes.
There's a couple
There's
in there.
Still some question marks,
and
right?
There's some really bad picks.
Yeah.
It sounds like you think that the bad picks outweigh the body of work.
As of right now, yes.
I would say if you hit half your draft, you think?
Oh, man, if you hit half your draft, you're probably
you're
a Hall
solid.
of Famer.
So it sounds like we're in the baseball realm right now, guys. It sounds we're at 33%. 33%
Yeah, probably.
Hall of Famer when it comes to draft success rate. It does feel like right now the New York Jets need to give up that one. If, in fact, you believe that the 49ers are involved, if you believe that this is another team that may be in the mix, this does put pressure on New York to give up that one. So maybe that's what ends up happening here if the Jets are that desperate for a quarterback.
Gutekunst aside, Chew, how many third-round picks would have to equal one of those, that 42nd or 43rd pick from the Jets?
I wouldn't touch thirds. Just wouldn't. I mean,
It's too much of a crapshoot for you?
it's just too far down the line. You know, how many third-round picks actually turn out to be pretty good players? I mean, 25%.
But then you're just contradicting what Gabe just said. Gabe is saying that the reason the third-round picks are no good is because Brian Gutekunst is no good at picking them. And you're saying, nah, third-round picks across the board are a crapshoot.
I mean, the hit rate, obviously, the hit rate is different with first, second, third-round picks. It's just, I still think you can get some really, really good players in the second round, and it's just, third round's too dicey to me. I mean, most GMs say, look, there's 8, there's 10, there's 12 special guys in the draft, and then everyone else is just kind of like, right? Right?
Don't look at me. I'm not the one who played in the league and has had these conversations with general managers.
I'm scarred because Ron was not very good at first-round picks. He should have took it. All right, give me all your third-round picks. You can have our first-round picks. Throw a 6 in there, too.
Because he nailed that one. Exactly. We got to take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Consider Professional Construction Inc. in Waukesha for all of your construction needs. Whether it's a commercial project like a multifamily or an office, or you're looking for help on a remodeling project, home addition, or building a new home, the PCI team is here for you. Just the other day, I had a girlfriend on Facebook put a request out saying, we are doing a home project and I need a contracting company. What did I do? Boop! PCI. Got to contact PCI. Linked them right there, hooked them up. They let me know. Fantastic. We're going to work with your friend and make this thing happen. And they can do the same for you because Mike and Michelle operate a family-owned company. They believe in building relationships, giving back to the community, and doing exceptional work on your projects. And if you want more information on what Professional Construction Inc. can do for you, just go to their website. It's professionalconstructioninc.com, professionalconstructioninc.com. Look, if I would recommend it to my girlfriend on Facebook, I'm sure going to recommend it to you guys. Go to that website, professionalconstructioninc.com, for more information on what PCI can do for you.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got a string of accidents right now. First of all, on eastbound 94 at Highway G, the left lane is blocked there. So just watch out for that. We've also got the westbound side slowing down because of an accident right just before Springdale Road. The left lane is blocked there. Another one on 894 northbound at National Avenue has the 2 center lanes blocked, and this is backing things up back through the hail in all directions. Getting word of some flooding as well, heading down on 41 southbound around Burleigh, but we've also got delays basically from Silver Spring all the way to Burleigh. And then north and southbound on 43, certain areas through the construction zone might be flooded out as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny in the afternoon. It'll be windy with a high of 65 by midday, near 50 by the late afternoon. Then tonight, mostly clear, windy with a low of 31. Weather is brought to you by WM, the leading provider of comprehensive waste management services in North America. Learn about career opportunities in Wisconsin by visiting careers.wm.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by Ridgetop Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. Integrity, excellence, quality, and community are what we value here at Ridgetop because we want to do a great job to help our friends and neighbors. We always want to exceed expectations because customer service is our #1 goal. We're trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. Thanks for choosing Ridgetop Exteriors for your home's next project. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Looking for your next night out? Q Club of Wisconsin is the hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what you got going on over there, buddy?
Hey, Gary, there's so much going on here. We've got all your favorite teams on our TVs, more pool tables than you know what to do with, and live local bands playing on Saturdays. Plus, we got bocce leagues all summer long that we're signing teams up for right now. And, of course, our fish fry piled high on Wednesdays and Fridays.
And stop by for brunch on Saturdays and Sundays at 9 a.m. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yes.
Was it a mistake?
Yep.
Ashy bashy?
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
You didn't even know what the hell I said.
You asked if it was a mistake.
What was
a mistake? Go back to soccer.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Cole.
Got any news you want to share with us?
Not going to San Fran.
You look great with a cowboy star on your helmet.
Oh, don't we all remember that? Don't we all remember that when Aaron Rodgers was doing his faux free agency tour on the golf course and the Raiders fans were chanting Rodgers' name and he was enjoying being wooed by the fans out there at that golf event. Was that Tahoe? Was that Lake Tahoe? Is that the one he does?
Yes.
No, that was...
Oh, that was the Pebble Beach.
That was Pebble Beach, because
Pebble
Tahoe
Beach.
is in July.
Oh, I didn't realize that. So it was in Pebble Beach earlier this year when people were clamoring for Rodgers to join their team, and he did in fact say, "Not going to San Fran." And then we made the joke about, well, they don't play in San Fran. They play in Santa Clara.
Why did he say that? Why was he so adamant?
I don't know. And that was supposedly when he was 90% retired. That was pre-darkness retreat.
Wait, you got to do air quotes when you. I know you said supposedly, but you got to go retired.
He said it.
Right?
He said spite.
Did you do Hughes Days yesterday?
Yes, thanks for listening.
Okay.
I
was just wondering. I don't think he did either.
He didn't do it.
I think he did.
He definitely didn't do it.
Bold-faced
Yeah, he
lied
just.
to
I mean,
you.
he tried to sell it, and he did a tremendous job of trying to sell it, but he definitely did not.
I just learned yesterday was Tuesday also, so that's good. Cool.
I love it.
I think
nailed
that's
them.
Wow.
You did. Wait, so you
Well, first I started off. Let me tell you how I got to this point.
Yes, I'm so interested in the stream of consciousness. I can
So
hardly
one
wait.
of my all-time favorite bands is Journey.
Yep.
In honor of Gabe, because Gabe used to look like Steve Perry, and I loved it. So he's playing Journey, and I'm like, isn't it Hughes Day? And then he brought out Take Out the Trash. I'm like, no, it's Wednesday. I'm like, he never played Hughes Day yesterday. So you're grounded.
Of all the people to catch it a day later, I'm shocked it's you.
Which, by
What's
the
my-
way,
what's
if
my
I were
punishment?
putting a bet on this now, there has been some evidence this week that Chew's on top of things. There's been some evidence.
Well, here's the deal. I didn't
Between
take
49ers thing yesterday, nailed that. Between
Well-
remembering that yesterday was Hughes Day just now, nailed that. I'm starting to lean towards the over on the old Week in Rich Chew on Friday, guys.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna win.
here's the deal. I didn't take my MCT oil to spring break and just started taking it Monday. So maybe the stuff does work.
I feel like that's a pretty good endorsement, big guy.
You think?
Did you feel like you were an idiot when you were down in
I
Punta
feel
Cana?
like an idiot all the time. Yes.
Did you especially feel like an idiot down in Punta Cana?
I felt normal. I was hanging out with,
What's my punishment? What are we looking at here?
You got to cook us breakfast. I don't want breakfast, though.
Think it through.
How about a good sandwich? Like, he talks about sandwiches all the time.
Yeah.
And he loves them.
Sure.
Just like there is nothing better than a nice club sandwich.
Mm.
Right? With a good pickle.
Oh, pickle makes it.
Can you make
wait a
it?
minute, like a club sandwich, like a BLT, but with
Well,
turkey?
throw some bacon on it. Turkey, ham,
Uh-huh.
lettuce, tomato.
Yeah.
Whatever sauce he wants to put on it.
Yeah.
A little bacon. Toast the bread.
Our friends
Toasted
over
bread.
at Cousin Subs could make that happen for you, big guy.
I had the spicy tuna. It was really good.
Nice. Hey, speaking of food and speaking of breakfast, We got this
She
thing
had
going on
zero
here.
interest.
Yeah, the spicy tuna. We've talked about the spicy tuna a million times, you guys.
Decided
Like multiple times we've talked about the spicy tuna.
Yeah.
We did?
Well, I mean, when our friend Justin was here.
Oh, yeah, but that was
He's talked about it when Justin hasn't been here.
He likes the spicy tuna.
It's delish.
George likes spicy tuna.
He does.
We got a thing going on here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy where we're going to do a breakfast club with some of our partners of the show and some of our loyal listeners of the show. And we were trying to figure out what we should be serving at the breakfast club. Although Chewy did come up with the best name in the entire history of the entire world. And instead of the breakfast club, what do we chew?
Breakfast Scrubs.
Breakfast Scrubs. We're the Breakfast Scrubs.
And we're all a character from The Breakfast Club, which is a great movie.
Which character are you?
I'm Bender. Right? Gabe's
looking to cause some trouble.
Gabe's the wrestler. Andrew
Emilio.
Yes.
Estevez.
You're Molly Ringwald.
I'm Molly Ringwald? No, I want to be Ali Sheedy.
I think you're Molly Ringwald.
I'm not Molly Ringwald.
You're
no
Molly
chance.
Ringwald.
Yeah,
She's like
you're
very
Molly Ringwald.
stuck up. She's very like prude. That is not me. I'm more Ali Sheedy. Brooding.
Have you watched yourself on College Game Day?
I have no
You
choice on
are-
college game.
And then we have
Wait, can I be a combination of the two ladies?
Sure.
You have to be one or the other.
Okay, so which one do you think I am?
No, you're Molly.
I plead the fifth.
You're Molly Ringwald.
No, I don't want to be Molly Ringwald.
Wow.
It doesn't matter if what you want to be.
Ashton doesn't
Put it
want
on
to be
the
Michael
poll.
Anthony Hall.
Well, no, he's not Michael Anthony
He
Hall
turns
either.
out cool in the end. What are you
He's not
talking
Michael
about?
Anthony Hall.
Who am I?
He's
Who
the
is he?
principal.
Oh, that's not true at all.
Rich.
Are you kidding me?
Will milk be made available?
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're not the
Attention for
principal?
everyone.
What?
Yeah, you have gotten bossy over the years. You used to be like afraid of your own shadow.
I still am, just not as public anymore. I've internalized it. You should be proud.
I mean, you're Michael Anthony Hall in the fact you haven't been laid in like your life. Okay. That's the only similarity. Where'd he go?
Now I'm pleading the fifth.
Can't say that?
You don't think he hit the button?
Oh, there you are. Well, who do you want to be?
No, how is he not the
There's
principal?
only so many characters left.
He bold-faced lied to you, came back at you about Hughes Day earlier in the segment, tried to bully you about that, flipped me off for no reason when I showed up today.
Yeah,
Well, you did?
I did do that.
Why?
Well, I don't know, it
There
felt
must
like-
have been some reason.
There was
Something-
legitimately no reason. I just saw Gabe in the window and I flipped him off instead of waving because it just felt like the thing to do today.
Yeah,
I'm in a great mood today. I
needed
don't
to
know. I just trying to drag
unleash
me
the
down.
old middle finger. It was feeling a little locked up.
He was telling me, I mess with the bull, I get the horns.
Who do you want to be, Carl the janitor?
He's friendly.
There's very limited characters in the movie.
Yes.
Well, you can be the other lady that they picked me. If I'm Molly Ringwald, then you can be Ali
Why do I have
Sheedy.
to be the lady? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just
You were
curious.
a lady when we started this whole fiasco. When you wore the wig.
I did that for the betterment of the show. Yes. I would do almost anything for the show.
Except be
Almost.
the principal in the Breakfast Club?
Yeah, you just keep giving me things. I'm going to keep shooting them down, but I would do almost anything. Almost.
Okay. Well, who do you want to be?
I'm fine with Michael Anthony Hall. I'm fine with that.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
As long as you guys say that I can be Ali Sheedy.
No.
No, you're Molly
Then it's
Ringwald.
not fine. I take my
no.
vote back. You don't get my allegiance. I'm sorry. Running the key weighing and saying, in what world is Chewy not the jock of the group?
I don't know. I retired. Gabe still golf. He plays basketball. Are you still in the softball league?
I was playing softball this summer.
He's
yeah.
a wrestler.
So I think you
he loves wrestling.
You are more like the misfit, mischievous guy
I think so.
than Gabe is. And I feel like that tips the scale
Mm-hmm.
towards you being the Judd Nelson character. That's his name, right? Judd Nelson?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to decide if we're going with the actual actor's names.
Kind of combined a
Yeah.
lot of
Or
things here.
Bender. Yeah.
Done a lot of merging here this morning. Okay, well, I think we need to put it on the poll. Am I Ali Sheedy or Molly Ringwald?
This is going to be.
Why? I don't understand why you guys think I'm Molly Ringwald. What about
I'm
me is
going to
Molly
say
Ringwald?
93%.
Look at the sweater you're wearing. Is that Ali Sheedy or Molly Ringwald?
Well, but this is like the only day in the history of the world I haven't worn black.
You have dandruff?
No. Is that why people don't wear black?
Don't you remember she was drawing and she made it snow because she was scratching it? Disgusting.
But hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, but am I more disgusting or am I more preppy?
I'm going to say preppy.
Just
I
to
think
be-
we've spoken here.
Yes.
Need to put it on the poll. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this decision. We roll on red for this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. Mentality, local healthcare facilities specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Look, you may be dealing with low testosterone, not even know it. Probably just think, yeah, I'm a little more tired, just a little groggy. I don't feel like myself like I did years ago, but that's probably just part of getting old. It doesn't have to be. If it's low testosterone, Mentality can help you, and it's easy. You book an appointment, you go through their process, get a blood panel done. Within a week, they get back to you, and if your testosterone levels are low, well, they get you started on a customized testosterone treatment just for you. That's what happened with me. Mentality's been a partner here on the show. Decided to go out. Yeah, I'll learn more about your process. Got the blood panel done. Turns out my testosterone levels were low. Now I'm on a customized testosterone treatment just for me. My energy level, I feel great. I'm able to get through and attack the day each and every day. So go to their website, lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments at lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Homer, Tony, living in perfect harmony. Yeah, right.
I think Rodgers is happy because he wants to play somewhere else. The Packers are happy because they want him to play somewhere else. And the Jets are happy because they want him. Tony, isn't everybody happy?
No, everybody's being spiteful right now. Happy people aren't spiteful.
So who's being spiteful?
No one.
So I know.
Everybody.
Listen to Homer and Tony weekdays from 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN and wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Sarah wants a yard. My own little paradise. Brad, however, hates yard work.
The only thing I hate more than cutting the grass is paying someone to cut the grass.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Sarah and Brad found a great home with a yard. A very, very small yard.
Time to get it done. And I'm done.
Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
Mark Tosher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Well, are you ready for a new shower? If you are, Kohler Services is a local end-to-end bath and shower design and remodel service brought to you by Kohler, a family-owned business in Wisconsin for over 150 years. Kohler is the only manufacturer offering fast, professional installation and care for life. Start enjoying your bath or shower right now with a special offer. Visit kswisconsin.com to request your free quote and tell them that I sent you. Again, that's kswisconsin.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You called them a white
find someone else
earlier.
From one white stiff to another. I'm pretty well versed in the realm of stiffs.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Rudy from Sheboygan thinks that if Jen eats a booger on camera, then she can be Ali Sheedy. She will have earned the distinction.
Please don't. Could get rid of athlete's foot.
we
don't know.
Hey, how old do you think those actors were, by the way, when they were playing those high schoolers? How old do you think they were? We had this conversation the other day because we were talking about how the kids on Outer Banks are all like in their 20s, and this happens a lot when you have a cast that is supposed to be high schoolers. They're oftentimes substantially older. I think on Stranger Things, we had a good laugh. On this most recent season, the boyfriend of the girl who dies in the first episode, he's like 30.
Yeah.
He's like 30 years
Really?
old. And he's playing a high school senior, a high school jock. So if you had to guess how old Judd Nelson was when they filmed The Breakfast Club.
24.
25, yes. How old do you think Molly Ringwald was?
I'm going to say she was a little bit younger, but I'm going to say 21.
16.
Come on.
16 years old when she filmed The Breakfast Club.
Wow.
How old do you think Emilio Estevez was?
See, I think he was older.
Yeah.
He was probably 26.
I'm in on that because like he's playing like a mid-30s lawyer 7 years later on the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like 26.
23 years old, Emilio Estevez, 23 years old in The Breakfast Club. Anthony Michael Hall?
He was young.
He could be younger.
18?
17.
16.
Wow.
So Anthony Michael Hall and Molly Ringwald were 16 years old. They were the only ones who were high school age. And with that information, how old was Ali Sheedy when The Breakfast Club was filmed?
22.
20.
23. 23 years old.
Wow. 16. I mean, they all look same age. Maybe not Anthony Michael Hall.
Or Judd Nelson, right? 25. He was 25 in that movie.
Yeah, I mean he and maybe it was all the coats he was wearing, but he looked substantially bigger than
the other.
especially like Anthony Michael Hall. He just seemed a little more grown.
Lots of people weighing in on whether or not I am Ali Sheedy or Molly Ringwald. Let's see. Jen is definitely between Molly Ringwald and Ali Sheedy. Preppy, yet mischievous, yet dark, and she's from Chicago. Of course, Jen is Molly Ringwald. She's an overachiever, preppy Marquette grad who desperately worries about appearance and how others perceive her.
Wow.
Does that... Now, you guys hang out with me every morning. Does that back half accurately reflect...
I mean, I was going to say the guy had a good point about the whole Marquette cheerleader thing. That definitely fits more
Nobody
than Molly
even mentioned
Ringwald.
the cheerleader thing, but yes, that does.
Are you going to throw something at us if we're honest?
You think that I am obsessed about how others perceive me? Yeah?
Why? Was that part of it?
I have to go. I don't want to be part of this.
Yes, you didn't catch that part. Chef Ed
Stop
weighing in saying,
listening.
without a doubt, Jen is Ali Sheedy. Molly Ringwald was too reserved.
I would. You're
She
down
was
the middle.
watching
She
the
was
same
sitting
movie.
up at the end of the movie.
You're down the middle. What, did she put the lipstick between her boobs? It was like, look at this cool trick.
That's talent.
Yeah, I mean, you're in high school, Jen.
Is
Come
it
on.
talent to
I
be
don't
able to
know.
put lipstick on? I feel like it's more about if you can get your neck down there, to be perfectly
I'm going to
honest
leave
with
that
you.
one alone.
I bet we could stick a chapstick between your pecs and you could put chapstick on it with your boobs.
My man.
See?
You can make him dance.
Make him dance.
God, I hope the camera caught that. He's checking the camera right now to see if it caught that. So the reason we bring that up is because we are going to do a breakfast scrubs, a breakfast club for the scrubs, and that will be with our partners here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and our loyal listeners. We're just trying to figure out a way to incentivize the loyal listeners and figure out what they, how we determine who we can get in with the club with us. Ashley, what do you think we should do to determine which loyal listeners get into the breakfast club, the breakfast scrubs with us?
That's a great idea. I don't know. What
Some kind of contest, right?
a contest would be good. We'd have to write some rules for that. That would involve some things, but that's generally speaking how we have to do that.
Ashley's like, which sounds like more work for me.
Oh, it's par for the course. We're good there.
Gabe will help you out.
No, he won't. It's not
Jen
his job.
signing Leon Lazard over there without trading for Aaron Rodgers. That's what's going on.
I thought that was the trend. I thought that's what everybody was doing now, putting the cart before the horse. Gabe brings up a very good point that if you are the New York Jets and you do not get Aaron Rodgers because he goes to the 49ers, what are you doing with Alan Lazard?
You're stuck.
You better really have liked that guy. You better really have thought that he could elevate your skill positions.
Blocking's going to be fantastic. Imagine the holes that are going to open up for Brees Hall.
Could you imagine the Jets fans, though?
Oh,
Could
if
you
they don't get
imagine
Rodgers?
If over the ticker you see Aaron Rodgers signs with San Francisco.
Well, there were conversations yesterday, which we will get into as the show goes on here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy about some other things that the New York Jets could do to help them in that department. How about we talk about that right after this?
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
A string of problems all over the place. First of all, an accident on 794 westbound at Jackson on the right shoulder. Another accident on northbound 894 at National Avenue with the two center lanes blocked, wreaking havoc all the way back through the hail in all directions. Southbound 43, some flooding near Burleigh. We've also got 41 southbound with a broken down vehicle at Capitol Drive, the right lane being blocked. Slow speeds pretty much everywhere, and we've got a lot of standing water all over the place. You do want to be extra careful. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. Keep up with all the Bucks action as they get ready for the postseason. Check out bucks.com/playoffs. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny then after that in the afternoon. Windy with a high of 65 by midday, near 50 by the late afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, windy with a low of 31. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At least twice as big
as the one you gave her when you got engaged.
That's the definition of a big anniversary diamond.
Kessler's has lots of ways for you to go twice as big.
We have twice as big diamonds from diamond mines.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of Mother Earth. And the ones that exist in the world today are all there will ever be.
Kessler's also has twice as big created diamonds.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of a ball of lightning, a miniature star, inside a plasma chamber. It's a wonder to behold.
Kessler's also has twice as big flickering firelight diamonds.
These natural diamonds flicker with all the warm colors of firelight instead of the cold colors of ice. Flickering firelight diamonds are another wonder to behold.
And all of these twice as big diamonds are for her.
The best wonder to behold of all. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, go to Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Gabe Neitzel here. Coming up this Monday on the T, 6 p.m., 94.5 ESPN. Who won the first major of the year? Who is the man that stood out and took down the Masters in 2023? Plus, we'll look ahead at the RBC Heritage, and we continue to inch closer to golf season opening up right here in the state of Wisconsin. It's all coming up Monday on the T.
On the T with Gabe and Steven. Mondays at 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by the 2023 U.S. Senior Open at Century World in Stevens Point. Buy tickets at USSeniorOpen.com.
Homer here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Ashley, you should have asked us for couch recommendations because
I did consult many different people. I apologize for not involving you guys in the discussion. I was more or less involving people that were going to be sitting on the couch. More often than not, you guys are welcome to come over at any time.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things.
You've never once come to my apartment.
You all heard what you just said.
Did I not clearly explain the circle of trust to you, Greg?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Then is there something you want to tell me?
I don't think so.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I thought we were in the inner circle.
Very clearly.
Then I thought we were in maybe the intermediary
you guys
circle.
Are like a square.
We are he just pushed us in one sentence.
I didn't push
so
you.
far out the
First of all, see, if I can't trust you, Greg, then I have no choice but to put you right back outside the circle. And once you're out, you're out. There's no coming back.
Well, I would definitely like to stay inside the circle.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
Let's take a moment to react to the Milwaukee Bucks getting a big win last night over the Washington Wizards. They looked good last night. Looked really good. Now I know everybody's like, they were playing the Washington Wizards. But as Gabe pointed out, didn't the Wizards beat the Celtics?
Sure, but the Wizards still stink.
But Crowder played, right?
Started, I believe.
Yeah.
That was his first game back?
No, he's been playing for a while.
Crowder has?
Yeah.
I just don't know that he started very often.
No,
right?
No, he has not. Might have been his first start.
So their win yesterday, coupled with a Boston Celtics loss, means what, Ashy? The magic number for the Milwaukee Bucks is what?
What's the number? Stop. What is the number?
The number of the day is a lot of fun. The number of the day is 1.
The number of the day is 1. That's exciting, right, guys? I mean, I guess it was a foregone conclusion for a while, but it is nice that we now are on the doorstep of locking up that number 1 seed.
Yeah, and being the number 1 seed, while I've typically been in the camp of the seeding doesn't really matter.
Yes, you have.
This year means just a little bit more because there are only 3 teams in the East that can compete. And the fact that you would only have to go through one of those instead of both, like the Celtics and Sixers played a heck of a game last night. If you happen to watch it, like those two have to go through a 6 or 7 game series before they take on the Bucks. Like that's only in the Bucks' favor.
Yeah, beat them up, wear each other out, right? Because it's going to be a dogfight. So the big win last night for the Milwaukee Bucks, and obviously we are excited. And home court advantage. Like I know that we talk about who they play, and that being obviously a byproduct of the seeding. But I think home court advantage matters as well. I think that you can just take as much of the challenge out of it. Any external challenges, if you can eliminate those, I think that makes your path a lot easier. So congratulations to the Bucks on being now 1 win away from locking up that number 1 seed in the East. We've been talking about the situation with Aaron Rodgers this morning because there was some news yesterday as Craig Carton went out and said that the San Francisco 49ers are also in the mix here for Aaron Rodgers. They have had conversations with the Green Bay Packers. There's been talk of what their compensation would be, and we talked about how they have no 1s or 2s in this year's draft because they have devoted that elsewhere to get other assets. But they do have a lot of 3s, and they do have a 1 in next year's draft. And so we were asking you, would you rather have that package, a potential package from the 49ers, or the package that the Jets have been putting out there, or even the idealized version of the Jets package? Let us know this morning, 800-990-3776. Go ahead, Shu.
Let me ask you this. With the San Francisco 49ers, would you take a 3rd-round pick and Trey Lance?
No.
No, why? What are you going to do with him?
No. I if you're Goody.
Why?
If you're Goody.
Why are you off of Trey Lance, though?
Because you have Jordan Love.
Yeah. I'm not off of Trey Lance. I think that, look, he was somebody that needed to sit for that first year and then had the injury last year, so he was unable to play. But because of the injury last year and because of all the mystery still surrounding him, like he's not going to garner, because he's halfway through his rookie contract, he's not going to garner a first-round pick. If there's a team that wants a young quarterback, they'll probably just take their own in this draft and be able to start from that first year of the contract to see if they can
Wasn't he a
build
top
a quarterback.
5 pick, though?
He was number 2 overall. But why would I want him in Green Bay? If I'm Goody and all of this drama that I've gone through with Aaron Rodgers is based in part on me trading up and taking Jordan Love in 2020, and now I'm going to start a quarterback battle and potential quarterback controversy with Jordan Love and Trey Lance?
I just think Trey Lance gives you at worst a 2nd-round pick and possibly a first.
No, nobody's giving up a first for him.
You don't think so?
No.
But then they made a mistake?
I mean, they gave up a lot to go get him, but if he still ends up being a good player, but just right now with all of the mystery surrounding him and him being halfway through his rookie contract, the great part about having a quarterback on his rookie deal is you don't have to pay him.
Yeah, sure.
So you only get really 2 years of that, and then if you pick up the 5th-year option, it's a mid-level contract of $20-25 million by the time that comes up.
I'm just amazed on how quickly they're off of quarterbacks in this league.
Well, when you know, you know.
Yeah, otherwise you get...
I don't think they know, though.
No, they don't know.
Which,
and I don't think...
again, is why you wouldn't commit resources to another one, I don't think, until you know.
And I don't think the 49ers are necessarily off of Trey Lance. But if they can get a quarterback... The thing they've been looking
think
for...
one of these crappy teams would give up a 1st-round pick? I'm talking
For
a
Trey
bottom
Lance? No,
3rd.
I don't think so.
No, because they're in position to take one of the quarterbacks this year, and they can have their own guy for the next 4 years versus Trey Lance coming off of an injury, having to learn your new system, and then by the time he picks up the system, then you've got 1 year left on his rookie deal.
So
I see what you're saying.
So what we were talking about before was how you said, Chew, if you're the New York Jets and you've committed all of this time and energy and resource to getting Aaron Rodgers, and at this last moment there is a pivot, whether it is from Green Bay or whether it is from Rodgers, whether it is from 49ers, and all of a sudden he's going out west instead of going out east. What do? Yesterday on Get Up, a couple of guys had an idea of what the New York Jets should do even if they get Aaron Rodgers. Take a listen.
And there's a quarterback like, for example, Hendon Hooker, who feels like a guy who has the potential to wind up being a really good player that a team might want to draft, not want to play immediately, that kind of thing. And Tannenbaum and Damian Woody, Ryan Clark, are trying to convince me that the New York Jets should use the 13th pick in the first round of this year's draft to take a quarterback, because Aaron Rodgers is obviously not a long-term solution. So if you don't believe in Zach Wilson, and why would anyone, you take a guy like Hendon Hooker, you let him sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a year or two, and you go from there.
I think it's stupid.
Yes.
And
really?
I think it's also stupid to be off of Zach Wilson. The guy's young. He's young. He's young, and he was around a very young team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just, like I said, with Trey Lance, I'm blown away on their. They just, he threw a pick, get rid of him. On to the next guy.
In fairness, the Jets very publicly have said, we still believe in Zach Wilson, which is why they're excited about Aaron Rodgers, because they want him to sit for a year behind Rodgers and then go back to him.
Let me ask you guys this. If Brett Favre played in today's NFL, would the Packers have gotten rid of him early in his career with 20 whatever interceptions? That's what I'm saying. Where is the time to develop these guys? You know, I could, if I had a brain, I could go through a laundry list of guys that were terrible and all of a sudden turned out to be pretty damn good.
But I think it goes back to, again, what you see from them not in game action, the way they're developing, their footwork, if they're making good decisions and things like that. Like you can see, and I know we use this term all the time and it gets a little obnoxious, but flashes. You can see flashes of brilliance, flashes of greatness, flashes of potential. You can also see when a guy just isn't getting it. And I think so much of it now, and maybe I think it has always been this way, but I think it has been amplified, is the intelligence element. Because it feels like the playbooks just get fatter and fatter and fatter, and there are more things that these quarterbacks need to know. And so I think so much of it is their ability to, look, this is the biggest difference between the college game and the pro game, is in college, it does feel like you still have guys on the sidelines who are calling your plays. Like implicitly calling your plays. Like cut the field in half, they're only going to one side of the field, and they've got one read, maybe two if you've got a more pro-style offense. In the NFL, it's a huge jump, as you well know, Chewy, because you're doing all of that processing on your own. So I think that is what I think ends up keeping guys from having success at the league. Now, just to be clear, Matt Miller of ESPN is reporting that Hendon Hooker, who we are discussing with regards to the New York Jets, is visiting the Packers this week. Do you like the idea of Hendon Hooker visiting the Packers? Because to your point about Jordan Love, Goody's committed to Jordan Love. Why are you doing, quote-unquote, due diligence on quarterbacks in this year's draft, Gabe?
The same thing they did with Aaron Rodgers. The first draft after Brett retired, before they had actually traded Brett, because that came later, they drafted Brian Braum in the second round, and then they took Matt Flynn in the 7th, because they still need a backup quarterback, and they still need to try to figure it, if Hendon Hooker ends up being something. The problem is they're not going to take Hendon Hooker with their first pick at 15, and every mock draft now has Hendon Hooker sneaking into the first round. Like if Hooker was, let's say they pick up a second-round pick, the deal from the Jets actually goes through, and now they have 2 2s. Spending one of those on Hendon Hooker, you're going, okay, maybe he develops into our backup quarterback, becomes a nice backup plan if Jordan Love doesn't develop. I think you could talk yourself into that, but you're not going to take him with the 15th pick.
But let me just ask you this. A quarterback in today's NFL, in his second and third year, he throws 18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. His third year, he throws 19 touchdowns and 24 interceptions. Is that quarterback still playing on the team after year 2 and 3?
Probably
no
not.
way in hell.
And that's Brett's. I'm assuming you're
Brett's
reading
stats.
Brett's.
Yeah.
Well, and they thought about
log.
benching Brett.
I know.
They had the conversation about whether or not to put Mark Brunell in.
I'm just saying they're so impatient, and I get it. There's so much. The money is kind of out of control for quarterbacks, and I get the 50-year option and all that, but God, give some of these guys a chance.
So Mike Greenberg
also,
had a very visceral reaction, because I want to get to the sound gate. Give me 1 second. A very visceral reaction to the suggestion by Damian Woody and Mike Tannenbaum that the Jets should or could at least back up their plan by going out and getting Hendon Hooker. Let's take a listen to how well Greeny handled that information.
Let me just respond to that with a question. Sure, you're going to have Aaron Rodgers, and you're going to draft a quarterback in the first round. What could go wrong? Oh, yeah, everything. This is the worst idea idea I've ever heard in my life. Are you out of your mind? Tannenbaum, I want this man expelled, not only from this conversation, but from all football conversations that are ever to come. Aaron Rodgers is going to lose his mind if the Jets draft Hendon Hooker, and you are in for this. You've made your bed. Sleep in it.
Aaron Rodgers is the essence of easily aggrieved.
Oh, I can't even sit like this. You want the Jets to take a quarterback in the first round now? We're just finally going to get Rodgers. You're going to piss him off before the whole thing even starts? He's going to be mad. He's going to be frustrated. This is a disaster. I'm going to fight Damian Woody now. There's going to be a fight.
With one arm.
He's 100% right, by the way. Everything he said was correct.
But it's a horrible indictment of Aaron Rodgers. It's a horrible look. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That you are so sensitive that you cannot be in an environment where they actually go out and get another guy who plays the same position. Like, that to me is it true? 1,000,000%. I agree with Greeny. It's 100% true. But again, it's not a great look for Aaron Rodgers.
No, but
you look like a baby.
But it's the dumbest thing you can do from a football standpoint.
Yeah,
for the Jets.
I agree.
Because if you're trading for Aaron Rodgers, you're going all in. You're going all in if you're trading for Aaron Rodgers. You're going, this team can win the Super Bowl.
For how long?
Probably just a year.
Oh, well,
but then
Jason
you have
said
to do.
He may play longer than that, depending on how things go.
But you can only count on a year. So every draft pick you make, everything you do by trading for Aaron Rodgers, you have to try to influx that roster to make them as good as they possibly can be in 2023. Because if you draft a quarterback this year, that's not helping you get past the Cincinnati Bengals, the team in your own division, and the Buffalo Bills, or the Kansas City Chiefs.
That
there's a
all
huge
makes perfect
decline.
sense, but that's not what they were arguing. That's not what Greeny was arguing. He was arguing you don't do it because it would piss off Aaron Rodgers.
But I think the reason why it pisses off Aaron Rodgers is because, man, I just left a team that never really went all in. Would never get me the weapons I thought I needed. You can debate whether that's true. This is how I think Aaron Rodgers feels. And now I go to a team. I feel like we're going to be all in. And then we spend our first-round pick on something that's not going to help me win a Super Bowl when that's what we're trying to do here?
Well, how's Rodgers going to feel? And this would be awesome. If they get the Jets' first-round pick, they take a receiver with that one, and then at 15, they take a tight end.
Right, for sure. That's what everybody was saying. That's everybody's been saying. They're going to devote all of their early draft capital to offensive players, even though they refused to do that when Aaron Rodgers was under center. Oh. The bottom line is Rodgers is looking at the short term, and general managers are forced to look at things long term. It's the same argument that I always make with Brian Gutekunst going out and getting Jordan Love, because he had to worry about the franchise beyond Aaron Rodgers. And you never knew if it was going to be a 1 year, a 2 year, a 3 year. You know, you're the owl sitting there licking the Tootsie Pop in the tree right now when it comes to how long Aaron Rodgers is going to be under center. So again, yes, it's all well and good to take issue with somebody not giving you a weapon, but they are tasked with keeping the team good or making sure that the team doesn't fall into a black hole of purgatory because they don't have someone at the quarterback position.
Well, I mean, the Jets have been in a black hole. They haven't made the playoffs
since 2010.
I was
talking about, but I was referring to the Green Bay Packers situation when Gutekunst went out and got Jordan Love.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that it would be the dumbest thing. And it would be very Jets if they traded for Aaron Rodgers and then drafted a quarterback. That would be the dumbest thing they could possibly do.
Yeah, I agree. What was Zach Wilson?
He was top
10
pick.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't pick quarterback.
Just in general?
Just in general.
So they're going to outsource is what you're saying.
Sure.
Like, we'll handle all of the other positions, but we're going to go to an outside firm for the picking of our quarterbacks.
Just like Goody. No third-round picks. None.
You guys are acting like you're building a building and you're skipping the 13th floor. We didn't put a 13th floor. Well, what's the one after 12? 14. No, it doesn't work. It's still the 13th floor.
Jen, if you hear Ron Wolf's third-round picks, you're like, oh, my God. I didn't realize all these guys were third-round picks. Free, Robert Brooks.
William Henderson.
Earl Dotson, William Henderson. I mean, these guys are multi-year starters.
Who else was on that list? Oh, Brian Williams.
Brian, great linebacker.
Mike Flanagan.
Great pick.
Tyrone Williams.
Great pick. No third-round picks.
We're abstaining from the third round.
Or let
Green
somebody
Bay
else make the
Packers
pick.
have decided to abstain from all of their third-round picks.
Let Russ Ball make the third-round pick.
Just do what Minnesota did that 1 year. Oh, you're on the clock? We're going to let it go. We're going to wait to the fourth round.
And then we're just going to submit all of our picks.
Have you guys tried Celsius Energy Drink yet? If you have not, can I tell you all about it? It's the clean energy drink that you need, that I need to stay active and energized all day long. Listen, you hear me on this show. I'm sure some of you out there are going, why does she talk so flippin' fast? Well, it's the Celsius Energy Drink. It keeps me going. Make sure I have enough energy to get through this show and the rest of my day, and I have one every Saturday morning before I hit the air for college football coverage as well. You can find Celsius at your local Pick and Save stores or online at Amazon.com. That's what I do. I just have it delivered right to my front door. Then I put it in the garage. I grab one on my way out to work. Easy peasy. Celsius Energy Drink. Celsius Energy Drink. Live fit.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Backups pretty much everywhere, and some reports of standing water on the freeway and off the freeway along Capitol Drive, for example. But then we've got basically big delays. Westbound 894 from Loomis all the way around the Hale, all the way up to National Avenue, where we had an earlier accident. That has been cleared up, but the delays are there. Also, northbound on the Rock Freeway going to be slow from the county line up to that point. Eastbound 94, riding the brakes from about 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side solid out of the Marquette all the way through the Stadium. And then southbound on 41, we still have this broken down vehicle blocking that right lane at Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Morning showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny for the afternoon. Windy, a high of 65 by midday, near 50 by the late afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, windy with a low of 31. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Just because the buzzer hits doesn't mean the game ends. Highlights.
Holiday back to Giannis, and Giannis will staple it through with a two-hand jam.
Reaction.
Bucks have been very good. So we're talking about 3 months now that the Bucks have been the best team in the league, and the Bucks and the Sixers have been the two best teams by a wide margin.
Your thoughts.
Take care of the glass. We need to do that, and we did it in the fourth quarter.
Nobody knows the Bucks like Justin Garcia. Catch Bucks Talk after every game right here on 94.5 ESPN.
A big storm brewing? Don't miss it. It's Thursday Thunder this April at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You could win a share of $400,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your club card April 1st through the 27th, and you could be one of 50 winners each Thursday. Showers might bring flowers, but Thunder brings the boom. Only at Potawatomi. More info at paysbig.com/thunder. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single-game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors, Gorilla Glue. Of course. It's incredibly strong and 100% waterproof and bonds, well, virtually everything. While you're at it, look for Gorilla Tape, a heavy-duty double-thick duct tape, and Gorilla Super Glue, great for all your quick fixes and repairs. There's also Gorilla Epoxy, Gorilla Wood Glue, Gorilla Construction Adhesive. Of course. You get it. If you can break it, Gorilla can fix it. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the new Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through June, purchase through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Beacon, always building.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Bumble is a dating app.
It's tuna.
I love tuna. I had some last night.
How do you eat your tuna?
Can we, for once, grow up on this show?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Are you Team Jets or Team 49ers when it comes to where Aaron Rodgers should land in the fall? I guess we're hoping it's sooner than the fall. Maybe the 49ers pull the trigger today. Maybe they pull it tomorrow. Maybe they pull it the next day. All of that's better than the April 16th date that Jason Wilde threw out there. Sooner rather than later, Gabe. That's how I'm feeling about this whole thing.
The more teams get involved, to me, the sooner this gets done. Because then the Jets go, oh crap, we're pot committed at this point. We've committed $22 million guaranteed to Alan Lazard. What are we going to do with him if Aaron Rodgers isn't around? We brought in his former offensive coordinator.
Yeah, my guess is they're in a mild panic. You think?
Which is only good for the Packers.
Yes, and that's all we care about.
Let's take out the trash.
We've all got stuff that we can't keep inside anymore.
Trash! Trash! Not for you!
Stuff that we need to talk about.
How could you not realize? You're stupid! You are a stupid, stupid man!
Stuff that once a week just needs to be put outside.
Now that's clearly garbage. Hey man, we're just getting warmed up!
It's time to take out the trash.
Okay, I'll start it off. Speaking of Packers, my guy number 4. What are you doing? What are you doing? You always had yes men around you, which was not a good idea. Seems like you still have yes men around you. Because this thing isn't going away, and you're just putting gasoline on the fire. What you should do is this, Brett. Come clean. Just say, and he is. I'm going to tell you, he's insane about his daughters and his kids, like most of us are. And he got blinded, right? He got blinded. Come clean, apologize, said yes. Crazy about my kid. I just wanted the best facilities. I was blinded by this. I'm sorry. I made a huge mistake. And pay back all the money. You got more money than God. Not going to put a dent in your portfolio. Just pay back the money, apologize, and move on. Put it to bed. Very simple. I was never a yes man to the guy. As you know, I called him out after I was done playing. Time to stop listening to certain people, get some common sense, and get rid of this thing. Apology will get you moving in the right direction as well as the money. That's all I got to say.
It is one of my favorite weeks of the year. That, of course, is Masters Week. And if it's Masters Week, that must mean Gary Player must be doing something stupid. From his grandson trying to do some guerrilla marketing for some golf balls, as Augusta National a few years ago tried to honor Lee Elder, who was the first African-American man who participated in the golf tournament, and Lee then passed shortly after. And then that got his grandson a lifetime ban. Now Gary is complaining that he can't get a tee time at the legendary golf course. I made this tournament. I did this. Gary Player, man. Look, yeah, you've done some great things. And Augusta does a lot of things to honor you. But that doesn't mean you just get to do whatever you want whenever you want. I am just sick of this guy just ruining this week every single year and just trying to come up with some way to make everybody upset at him. Like, dude, just show up. Hit your shot. Eat your dinner at the Masters, Champions dinner. You were a great player. But again, that doesn't mean now you just get to do it. Oh, I just want to take out my grandkids at Augusta National. I've got to take a member. Yeah, it's like one of the most private clubs ever. That's how it works. You got to have a member take you out there, even if you've already past champion at that great tournament. You don't get just to do whatever you want, Gary. And I don't care that you don't get to take your grandkids out. Like, complaining about that publicly, you think that's going to garner sympathy from me? That you've got access and you now can take your grandkids out there? No, man, that's not going to get you sympathy from anybody. Just show up, hit your honorary tee shots, and then step aside and let the real stars of today take over this week instead of trying to dominate every headline you can.
You guys know that I fly a lot. A lot of airplanes, a lot of travel. I can tell you this, that when you're booking an airplane flight all the way down near the bottom before you hit the pay, you always have an option of flight insurance. You always have the option of, do you want to protect this flight in case plans change or you need to make adjustments or anything like that down the line, right? Unforeseeable circumstances. And I can tell you that in all of my time traveling, I have never once hit the flight insurance. I've never once booked for an extra $200, you can have these options that would allow you to change your flight at any time. And you know why? Because when I make a plan, usually that plan is what ends up happening. But I can tell you this, fans of the NFL who are going to be traveling to NFL games may want to think twice about clicking that old insurance box, that little check box near the bottom of their tickets. And you know why? Because flex scheduling looks like it's going to happen in the NFL. And this is a terrible idea if you genuinely care about fans who might be traveling to your games. So you guys have seen the stories about flex scheduling, and it's basically that in order to get the best games in the prime time slots, they could flex games from Sunday to Thursday and blah, 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 and all of a sudden you've got shorter times between games for players. Well, we already know that they don't care about that, so let's not even dive into that side of the thing, because I could sit here and talk about player safety and recovery time and all of those other legitimate reasons why you shouldn't have 3 days between NFL games. But we already know that the league doesn't really care about that. They added a 17th game. They're probably going to add an 18th game, so that feels like a moot point. But if you care at all about the fans who may be squirreling away their acorns in order to take their family to an NFL game and make flight arrangements and hotel arrangements and rental car arrangements and all the other things you have to do when you travel to a game. Because, again, we're very lucky here in Wisconsin. It's an hour and a half drive up to the Green Bay Packers game. But not everybody has that luxury. Not everybody can hop in the car day of to go to a game. Not everybody can move their schedules around. And so now you've got these people who may have to change their plans weeks 14, 15, 16, and 17 if they have committed to going to one of those games, because at the league's whims, it could get moved. It could get changed. And I know there were a lot of players who, when this proposal was put out there, who were vocal about player safety, recovery time, but also recognize that the fans are the people that make this engine go. And kind of sticking their, making their situation not matter does feel a little disingenuous. At last check at the owners' meetings, it was a 22-8 vote in favor of Thursday flex spending. The list of the teams who voted against flex, did I say flex spending? Flex scheduling, not flex spending.
Everyone's got insurance on your mind?
Exactly. Yeah. Got one of those cards that I could just swipe at the pharmacy. Flex scheduling. New York Giants, New York Jets, Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers. 2 teams abstained. I guess they need 2 more votes to push this thing through. So it does feel like it's an inevitability, even though I think, guys, this is a bad look for the NFL.
Yeah, no, they don't care about their fans. The NFL doesn't care about the fans.
Cash is king.
Yep, one thing they care about.
Flex spending.
That's right. And that's tax-free, by the way. So that's why you do the flex spending. You put it on the card, you don't get taxed on it, then you can use it for your appointments and all of that. I should have a read for flex spending now after that.
It's going to have an HSA soon.
You want to hear a funny story about how much my brother loves me? So back in the 90s, you used to be able to buy insurance, different insurance, like life insurance for your plane, like $10. So if the plane crashes and you die, whoever gets like $100,000. So I called my brother up one time. I'm like, hey, I just checked the box. I paid the $10. Just wanting to let you know that if I die, you get $100,000. I just signed you as the beneficiary. So I go on my flight. First thing I call him as soon as I land. What do you think the first thing he says?
SOB.
Darn.
Damn it. What a jerk.
What made you think of that?
Flex spending.
When you were talking about insurance, when you started off. Did you see me giggling? I'm like, my flipping brother.
Was this the same one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Florida State.
Yep.
Never got the call.
Wow, I can't believe that he would have been your beneficiary.
Isn't that shocking? Well, I didn't know at the time, Dave.
Oh, you didn't know that yet.
I didn't know.
Well, you know where your brother can take you, though, to make up for it, though, Chewy? Where can he take you?
Oh, he can take me to the Q Club. Love this place. Fish fry. That's where your next hangout spot should be, right in Waukesha. Perfect place to catch a game, play some games, and grab a drink. They got bocce courts, dartboards, foosball tables, and, of course, pool tables, 10 of them. Plus, the Q Club of Wisconsin has its best fish fries on tonight, Wednesday, and Fridays. And you know they pile it high. Check out the live music Saturday and stop in for brunch every weekend starting at 9 a.m. It's all happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin on North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Visit qclubwi.com or like them on Facebook.
Another win for the Brewers last night. We've got Sophia Minert joining the show right after this to talk about it.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Standing water all over the place, causing some big problems, especially off of the freeway, so you want to be extra careful. Got a broken down vehicle on 41 southbound at Capitol Drive, still blocking that right lane. East and westbound 94 backing up through the stadium interchange, and then we've got some standing water through the construction zones along southbound 43, just north of Capitol Drive. Lincoln Memorial Drive has some closures on it as well, so you'll need to avoid that. We've also got some standing water on Capitol Drive itself across the area, so you just want to be extra careful. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. Keep up with all the Bucks action as they get ready for the postseason. Check out bucks.com/playoffs. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, morning showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny for the rest of the afternoon. Windy with a high of 65 by midday, near 50 by the late afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, windy with a low of 31. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack 0.5-liter bottles, essential everyday natural spring water, $3.99. 8 to 9 ounce potato chips, 15-ounce pretzels, or 10 to 12 ounce tortilla chips, selected varieties, 2 for $5. 5 to 8 ounce package, selected varieties, Sargento Deli style sliced cheese, 2 for $6. 19.5 to 34 ounce package, selected varieties, Sara Lee fruit or cream pies, $5.99.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
Hi, it's John Reeds from Great Midwest Bank, and I've said it before. Life happens. For nearly 90 years, Great Midwest Bank has made the home loan process predictable through all those ups and downs. And today, GMB's simple and personalized approach to locally serviced, affordable home equity loans can turn your home's value into cash for whatever you want. Whatever your lending need, it's just a few clicks away. Apply online at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single-game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. If you're looking to start the weekend right, head to Bubbles and Brunch at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Every weekend from 9 to 1 in Giggly Champagne and Wine Bar, this brunch is anything but basic. The atmosphere is set with a local DJ spinning music to set the mood, while the hotel's acclaimed culinary team offers up a menu of elevated breakfast dishes. Add to the fun with endless mimosas. Experience a brunch that is anything but basic at Giggly Champagne and Wine Bar inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Reservations available online. Learn more by visiting stkatearts.com.
From the latest happenings on the diamond.
Still getting on base a lot with walks. We have not seen the power as much as we have, but he's having really good at bats.
To all the insight and expertise on things outside the ballpark.
Like, if you really think about the concept, it's like you're just throwing some meat and cheese on a plate.
We only turn to one person. Batter up. It's Sophia Minnaert on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Ewald Automotive. Shop the Ewald Automotive Group's exclusive best used car selection of over 600 of your favorite cars, trucks, and SUVs. Visit any of their 8 locations or shop online at ewaldauto.com. And by Century Foods. Win the ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. You could throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field for batting practice. Enter at your local Century Foods.
We love having Sophia Minnaert join the show each and every week during the Brewers season, and there's a lot to talk about already for these baby Brewers. How you doing today, Sophia?
Doing great. How are you guys?
We're good. Are you headed to the ballpark soon?
Not yet, but I will be soon, yeah. Early start today.
Early start today for the series finale against the Mets. All right, back-to-back series wins secured for the Milwaukee Brewers. You know, they say that if you want to simplify baseball, it is that. Win series puts you in a pretty good position to be in a pennant race. Way too early for pennant race talk, but things are looking up. What's the vibe around this team right now?
I think it's been really fun. I think there's just a very different energy than what we saw last year, and I do think a lot of that comes from, you know, the young players that we're seeing and just how well they're performing right now. It's been awesome to watch, and I think to see the reaction of some of the more veteran players, right? I think inevitably that's what debuts and all these like great milestone moments do for anyone really. And I think fans appreciate it too, is like, you know, so many players have said, whether it's, you know, Jesse Winker or Brandon Woodruff or Freddie Peralta, it's like, man, it takes you back to what you felt and your experience, and you know what it means to your family and your friends. So it's a very loose group. They're having a lot of fun. Obviously things have gone well these first 5 games. So yeah, it's definitely a great start for the whole group.
Sophia, I love the cheese heads after the dingers yesterday. Is this something they're going to do all year, or was this just for this game?
So it's funny because we had seen the cheese head in the dugout at Wrigley, but obviously they didn't hit any homers. And then on Monday at the home opener, you know, Brian Anderson hits the first homer. Of course, Bryce Trang has the grand slam. Still no cheese head. So coincidentally, A.J. Dillon threw out the first pitch. I don't know if that had any connection whatsoever, maybe just seeing a Packer there on the mound. But, yeah, Rowdy was the first one. He went through, and then obviously that was the first one of the 3 back-to-back-to-back. So, yeah, I feel like the way that they hit the ball last night, they've probably got to keep it going, at least for a little while. But as we saw last year, this team will come up with a lot of different things. So for now, we've got a cheese head, and it worked.
Sophia, now that we're 5 games in for the Brewers, I really like, the pitch clock, and I really like just really all the rule changes in general and the little nuances. Being at the game on Monday after there was an instance where Garrett Mitchell was on first, they threw over twice. Like, now I'm really interested in the ballpark. I know it's always tough to show on TV. Okay, how does he change his lead? I just feel like there are so many things to pay attention to that keep fans engaged, especially when they're at the ballpark with the new rules.
Yeah, and I think it's done exactly what they wanted the rules to do, right? That the games are on average 25 to 30 minutes shorter. They still have not had a game over 3 hours, by the way, even with some of the high-scoring games that they've had. And you're seeing the ball put in play more. You're definitely seeing like more speed in terms of stolen base attempts are way up. I think through the first opening weekend, there were 49 steals across baseball, which is a huge jump. So yeah, things like that of like when a runner's on, that puts pressure on the pitcher right away. And you're seeing, you know, guys like Bryce Terang, Garrett, Christian. I mean, they're going first pitch. They're getting aggressive first pitch, knowing that there are bases to be had there. So I agree. I think the pace has been great. I think if you're a fan at the stadium, if you're watching on TV, it's definitely more engaging. There's more action. And it's moving at a better pace. It's cut out a lot of the dead time that I think was really making the games drag on too long.
Sophia Minnaert joining Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, as she will each and every week during the baseball season. All right, I'm going to give you 3 things, and I want you to rank these 3 things, okay? Garrett Mitchell's performance early this season, Brian Anderson's performance early this season, and then Wade Miley's performance yesterday on the mound. And again, these are all great things, right? So it's not like, you know, where we're disparaging anybody. But of those 3 things, how should we be feeling fan base-wise as excitement goes?
Okay, I'm going to say Brian Anderson. Brian Anderson's start to the season has been awesome. So I'd put that one as the first one, the 3 homers in the last 2 games. And he's playing third base and outfield, so that's really challenging as well. And I'm going to say the second one would have to be Wade Miley, just because 100 career wins is a huge milestone, and people love him in the clubhouse. I know he became a fan favorite in 18, so everyone was really happy for Wade last night. And then I will say Garrett Mitchell, and only because we know what Garrett is capable of. Last night was his first multi-homer game. There's going to be more of those. We know what he can do, and so we're just excited to see more.
Sophia, today is National Deep Dish Pizza Day. Are you in or out?
I'm out on deep dish pizza. Sorry.
No, do not apologize for that take.
Yeah,
it's the
you
correct
don't have
take.
to apologize for being out on deep dish pizza.
It's nice knowing this last time we're going to have you on.
Ash has been offended. No, I'm out on it, honestly, because I can have one piece and then that's a wrap for me. I prefer just like a regular crust or even a thin crust. That's just a better pizza for me. So
what's your go-to toppings?
Oh, I was going to ask what her go-to place in Milwaukee was. If you're looking for pizza in Milwaukee, where are you going?
Oh, well, I love San Giorgio and I love Calderone Club. And I also, oh my gosh, it starts with a T.
Transfer?
Why am I blanking? Transfer, thank you. Can you tell I haven't been in Milwaukee very long? Transfer pizza.
But now with these faster games, Sophia, you're going to have more time to go out and get pizza, right? I mean, games aren't going 3 hours.
I know. We can make dinner reservations again, like normal people. Yeah, so Transfer. I do like Transfer.
Where is Transfer? I've never been. I love Calderone Club.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Well, San Giorgio's right next door to Calderone Club as well. But it's more like the Neapolitan pizza, the wood fire pizza.
Ooh,
so it's different than the Calderone pizza.
Right.
I'm getting hungry.
Talking about pizza?
Yeah.
You're the one that brought it up. You put us in this
know.
jam.
I
Sophia,
know.
lots of people want to know what your suggestion is for the nickname for the new squad. We went through this the other day for the home opener. I got a long list here. I'm just going to read off a few that were submitted by our loyal listeners, okay? Obviously, freshman is the one that people are going with because of the docuseries that the Brewers have put out about these young guys. Youngsters, microbrewers, council's kids, young suds, as opposed to studs, but suds because of the beer. The baby bombers, council's crew, hip hoppers, the new crew. These are just a few things that people floated out there. The baby brewers and the baby bombers.
Okay.
I don't think she likes any of them, guys. I'm going to be real honest. There was not a reaction.
Which one do you
to
hate
any
the
of
least?
those.
Here's the thing about nicknames. I feel like they have to just happen organically, right? Like, so I think we'll eventually figure out what the identity of this team is going to be. I see the theme here. I think like microbrews could maybe work. Baby bombers but that's kind of very Yankee too. So.
I know bombers makes me think of New York.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, we don't really want that vibe. We want our own vibe. So. I feel like, can we give it more time?
Absolutely. That is 100%
Can we give
the
it more
correct
time
take.
and just give it a little bit more time and let things happen. And then I just feel like the nickname, when it happens organically, it just fits.
You know what that is? That's a chef's kiss of a take right there.
Okay.
That's a chef's kiss of a take
Why
right there.
you
By
have to
Sophia
force that
Miller.
into every conversation?
Just saying that if I were nicknaming that take, it would be a chef's kiss of a take by Sophia Minner. Sophia, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning, especially as we know you got to get over to the ballpark for the series finale against the Mets. And then the Cardinals in town this weekend. You're going to get to see how this Brewers squad stacks up against the team that was projected to be the top team in the division. Sophia, have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Great to talk to Sophia. Glad we have her back this year for our Brewers coverage.
Will the roof be open today?
I don't know. Are they doing a flyover?
I doubt it. It's supposed to rain all this morning.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
But what's the temperature it has to be in order for the roof to be open?
We should have asked Sophia all these questions. They would have been great.
I know. I'll save it. Log it.
Well, you
For
asked
next
her
week?
about pizza instead.
Well, that's in fairness, that is a better question.
That is,
Better
yes.
question.
I feel like talking about pizza was the right way to go.
Well, where's your favorite pizza place?
Oh, it's Transfer, without a doubt. transfer, and
Where
then
is it?
Zafiros. It's on Mitchell Street, just off of, I guess, kind of Water becomes First if you take it long enough.
Right?
Yeah, and then it becomes
Kinnickinnick?
Kinnickinnick.
Okay.
So it's very close to the
Transfer.
Mitchell Tower, the clock tower.
Is there wine?
I mean, it's a bar. Of course there's wine.
You do wine with your pizza?
Oh, you don't?
No, soda. I like a soda with my pizza, and I don't drink soda that often. It does feel like, you know what my favorite pizza in town is? And Sophia mentioned it, Calderon Club.
I love
They've
Calderon
got a
Club.
hand-tossed,
Yeah.
because I think that their regular pizza is more of a cracker crust, but their
Yeah.
hand-tossed that you can get, they're like personal sized. So we each can get our own, because that's the other thing is, you ever have the debate over pizza about, well, you like pepperoni and I like mushroom and you hate peppers, but I like peppers. And you have that whole thing of how are we going to make the halves
Yeah.
work? I like that at Calderon Club.
See,
you can
I
get
like-
your own pizza.
I like a nice piece of lasagna with the pizza.
No,
Really?
you don't.
Yes, I do.
Hold on.
Wait, so the person who treats their body like a temple is just going to
On
have
the weekend, I don't treat it
lasagna
like a temple.
and
I
pizza?
treat it like a landfill.
So you're going double meals.
Yes.
I respect.
You know what I kind of like after he said this out loud? I kind of like the idea of a lasagna pizza.
Ooh.
Well, let's talk through this. So that would.
So it'd be pizza, right? So you start with a pizza, but then on top of it, you would put like the ricotta cheese and the mozzarella cheese and a couple of noodles, right? Like you have a mac and cheese pizza, it'd be comparable to that, but it would be
Yeah, but
lasagna pizza.
I'm all the way out on mac and cheese pizza. Like
why?
You can,
It's
because
delicious.
It's
It's
not
fantastic.
pizza. You could call it
What do you
something
mean
else.
it's not
Not
pizza?
pizza.
What makes something pizza?
Ian's mac and cheese pizza is divine.
It's not pizza.
What makes it pizza?
What makes it pizza is the great sauce that comes with it, the actual cheese, the topping. They're just throwing something on top of a pizza crust doesn't just
But you
automatically
have-
make it a
But
pizza.
I
people
think you're
eat
super wrong
people
on
eat
this.
a cheeseburger pizza. You've ever had a cheeseburger pizza? It's like a ground beef with
I
the
did.
American cheese
it
on top.
scarred me for life.
Did it
You know
really?
why?
Some
They
pickles?
put pickles on it, and it was like.
Have you ever had a dill pickle pizza?
Pretty
Again,
good.
No.
Those are
Those
all
are pickles.
I mean,
Those are
the
pizzas.
the cheeseburger pizza. Here's the thing: if I want mac and cheese, I'm gonna have mac and cheese. If I want buffalo chicken, I'm gonna have buffalo
But
chicken.
you could have the best of both worlds.
No, because it's not actually pizza.
If
You're
you
not
get a
you're
place
just
that can make
throwing
it well, it can be delicious.
But
Again, Ian's mac and cheese pizza, I will put hand to God, swear on everything, it's actually really good.
Have I had it before? Yes, but it's not pizza. When I think
Gabe's
of I want a
getting so
slice
worked
of
up.
pizza, I want a slice of pizza. I don't want mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is something completely different.
Lasagna pizza, make it happen.
Oh,
Somebody
I'm
out
gonna
there.
put coffee on top of this
800
pizza,
No, we're not
Mom.
putting coffee.
Coffee
Don't be
pizza.
obnoxious. Don't
You
be
know what
absurd.
Ashton
We're not
wants?
putting applesauce on top of pizza. We're putting cottage cheese on top of pizza. Although
You just
ricotta and
suggested
cottage
it.
cheese are not
I would
that
totally eat all these pizzas, by the way, and they are all pizzas. Chewy, what mean thing do you need to say?
You need a pizza ass.
There you go. There it is. Thanks, Chewy. Gabriel, you want to tell us about Discount Liquor, which is where I'm going to go now and just drink?
Oh, Ashton, just so you know, it's Discount Liquor Easter
I'm
week
well
on
aware.
94.5 ESPN. In Milwaukee, 51st Oklahoma, downtown, 51st Oklahoma in Milwaukee, downtown Waukesha on the corner of Main and Barstow. Make Easter complete with a stop at Discount Liquor.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Milwaukee has relied on Ewald Automotive to keep them on the road for almost 60 years. We've been on a mission to provide the best experience whether you're servicing your car or shopping for a new one. Ewald may span across southeast Wisconsin, but our commitment remains local. Our customers are our neighbors. We live, work, and raise our families together in the same communities. And that's why it's our goal to help you find the right car for your family.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. Integrity, excellence, quality, and community are what we value here at Ridgetop because we want to do a great job to help our friends and neighbors. We always want to exceed expectations because customer service is our number one goal. We're trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. Thanks for choosing Ridgetop Exteriors for your home's next project. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Show your excitement for the Brew Crew's return with Brewers Checking from Associated Bank. You'll get a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, and VIP treatment with Express Check-In through the Associated Bank gate. And for the ultimate all-inclusive game day experience for your crew, check out the Associated Bank Power Alley Group Space. Featuring a full buffet and private bar, the Power Alley overlooks left center field. And who knows, the next Brewers home run could be headed your way. Learn more today at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
Be more CyberZen. Get NordVPN. With a few simple clicks, NordVPN will block online trackers, secure your devices from malware-infected downloads, and block access to malicious websites. With NordVPN, enjoy internet without trackers, without malicious websites, without malware-ridden files. Be more CyberZen. Catch the special deal now at nordvpn.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Look, you take Jesus and the presents out, and it's not even in the top 10.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you take sex out of the anniversary, then that's not that fun either.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
We've been talking about pizza here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy as it is National Deep Dish Pizza Day. The next time you've got a craving for pizza that you just can't ignore, you should head over to Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Proof specializes in fast, casual, Neapolitan-style pizza, along with a selection of delicious appetizers and salads. I bet you if I called up my friends over at St. Kate the Arts Hotel and asked them if they could make a lasagna pizza for me, I bet they would take care of it. I bet they would do it. You could try a classic pizza like pepperoni or margarita, or experiment, there it is, with more unique creations like the artichoke and chicken or the Genoa. Better yet, try a rotating pizza of the month club. Order from the counter at Proof or directly from the bar at St. Kate's the Arts Hotel. Explore their menu and learn more at proofpizzamke.com.
Here we go.
I'm not sure, Chewy, that I know where you stand as far as Green Bay dealing with the 49ers or Green Bay dealing with the Jets. You are obviously in the camp of get the best deal for Aaron Rodgers. Who do you think is more likely to give you that?
I think the Jets are going to fold, which is perfect for Green Bay. That's all they needed is one more suitor to make this thing interesting. And I think they'll possibly have the decision of, do you want the 2 seconds or the 1 first? I think it gets done not quickly, but certainly before the draft.
It's a bit of a plot twist, though, isn't it? I mean, I know Ashton played the sound in the first hour of the show where Rodgers was at the golf outing, Pebble Beach, saying, I'm not going to San Fran, and not saying, like, things can't change, right? We try to give people the benefit of the doubt when variables change and the situation, which is a living organism, alters the outcome. But hell of a plot twist. If all this time we have thought New York Jets, New York Jets, New York Jets, and all of a sudden it's the record screeching to the San Francisco 49ers.
And the Packers would have to put some feelings aside, right? Because there were some pretty hard feelings when they felt that Aaron Rodgers was tampered with by the San Francisco 49ers a couple of years ago.
But was that more LaFleur and
Shanahan
than Goody?
Probably, but Goody and LaFleur are on the same level of the organization.
I know.
So there has to be some sort of conversation about it, I would think. I don't think LaFleur is going to find out that Aaron Rodgers was traded the same way we find out. And if we do, then there's a problem.
Where would you want to see him go?
Whatever gets the Packers the most. Because, like you said, with that window that the 49ers are in, they're starting to approach an area where they're not going to be able to keep all the high-priced talent that they have. They're going to have to make some tough decisions and try to win in different ways. For the Packers, they're slowly going to have to build this thing up, starting in 2023, get better in 24, maybe in 25, 26. You get a really, high-level competitive team out there. By that time, San Francisco could be on their way down. Yeah. And plus, after going through it with Brett and having to play 4 games against him when he was with the Vikings, it's not all that bad. Like, it brings juice to those games.
Yeah,
it brings
I
excitement to
agree.
those games. I just don't think it's... Playing Aaron Rodgers would not be the worst thing in the world.
So you're telling me right now if the San Francisco 49ers are, in fact, willing to put up 2 threes this year and next year's 1, you are doing it. Signed, sealed, delivered, sending him out west.
Try to see if I can get another third in there.
3 threes?
3 threes.
And
Three
a one?
threes and a 1?
3 threes and a 1.
That's bold.
That's a lot.
Just see if you can get it done.
Jets, come out and play. Jets are going to have to make a decision if, in fact, this is an offer that the San Francisco 49ers are willing to entertain to get their quarterback for this season, Aaron Rodgers. This has been Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wildy and Tosh is next on ESPN Wisconsin. We'll see ya.